This couple has an amazing house that they got. It was gifted to them for their wedding. And this was back when parents did that, gift houses. My family members are here. Those days are gone. But the house was gifted to them. And it was a nice large house, and this is where they were going to build their dreams. And you know what happens too when they got married? They got all these things, right? All these presents. They had registries, but nobody went there. Instead, they just gave them what they wanted. So they ended up with all these things that they didn't open up, and they just kind of packed them away for years. And one day they blinked, and they looked at each other, and they realized, we're older now. Our children have just gone to first-year university. Time has flown. I don't need a home office anymore. What are we doing here? The heating costs are absurd. We don't have someone to shovel because they all grew up and left. And we didn't think about replacing them because, we were busy doing life. What do? We need to downsize. Okay. But at the same time, I'm still climbing up the ladder at work, and so are you. We have all these things that we have to go through, and I'm still feeling a little bit guilty because there's lots of presents that we didn't open, and we have cards that we should have sent out to say thanks, and we didn't do that. But instead, what I like to do is we like to go in Pinterest and Facebook, and we like to look at stuff, and we like to buy stuff, and we like to distract ourselves. So anytime we need to clean up and move, we do the opposite. We go just interact with other people and take on more stuff. But we need to move because the house is closing, and we need to go to another place. So the awareness stage was when they woke up and they realized that, oh, our situation has changed. So in that particular case, what you would be doing as a professional organizer is you would be giving out information that is of general interest to people. For example, the kind of information you might give is, something interesting, people don't plan for what they're going to do with all their stuff and their houses when the children go to university. Ideally, you should start looking into that kind of thing when they're about 3 years to go. It may sound like you're being a little bit too proactive, but the truth is time flies. And you want to start knowing what you're going to do with your stuff, and if you want to move, where you're going to go. And this will ease the process for you and make things go faster. That's information. But now I know. And then when you get to that stage where like, okay, we've identified a house, we're definitely going to move, we have a closing date, so we have a deadline. So in the very beginning, you have awareness. In the consideration stage, we always have to have something that's pushing people toward change. And usually that's a deadline or a change in the household or the workplace. So you have a deadline, the house is closing. And what you do at that end is you have these interactions with real estate agents, and you let them know that, if you look at someone and you keep telling them, okay, we need to take stuff down because we need to show your house, and they don't seem to be moving further along, you need to refer those people to me because I get it. And what I'll do is I'll help them quickly pack up so that they can downsize. But you need to connect me with them. That's the consideration stage. That's the point when people are looking at their options. Should I call a professional organizer? Should I buy all my buddies pizza and beer at the very last minute and have them come in and stick whatever they want? Or should we throw everything out? That's the consideration stage. And the kind of information you're providing at that time is how to conveniently do things, how to do things quickly. Because you're always going to go for something like you're going to save your clients time, or you're going to save them money, or you're just going to make their life easier somehow. And that's the information they need to know at that time, is how. So if you have a system whereby you say, you know what, we have a lockbox, leave your key in it. By the time you come in, your stuff will be packed and gone away. That might work if your ideal client is someone who thinks, I just don't want to come home and see stuff. If there's a way someone can come in and do this for me, I don't care who you are, that's what I want. At that time, you've provided such information. That's the distinguishing factor. What makes you different? There's something that you do for your clients that others don't do. What is it? For this particular example, this person will go into the home and just clear everything out and leave it nice and clean so that when you come back from work, everything's taken care of. And then you have the purchase part. And for the purchase part, that's when you clearly say, do you need to move to downsize, and do you need to do this in 2 weeks? Where you clearly hit what the need is, timeline, so that you get yes, 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 and then it's, let's get started right now. And on your website, you're going to have that button that says book now. You're not going to have information. You're going to have something that says book now, because your person is ready now. And the person wants to know now what they can do. So they want to go on the website, or they want to call a number that says, hi, thank you, you've reached me. When are you ready? We can do this on Monday morning or Tuesday afternoon. Does that help?